Cubs 1-0 Orioles. August 1st, 2025, MLB Game Highlights Recap. Sometimes, a single run is all it takes to create a night full of drama, emotion, and debate. That's exactly what happened at Wrigley Field, where the Chicago Cubs edged out the Baltimore Orioles 1-0 in a game that was as much about honoring legends and making history as it was about baseball itself. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this a pitching masterclass, or did both offenses simply fall flat? Let's break it down. Before the first pitch, the Cubs paid a heartfelt tribute to Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg, who recently passed away. The stadium fell silent for 23 seconds, and former teammates Shawan Dunston, Jody Davis, and Rick Sutcliffe carried a base to second in his memory, a powerful moment that set the tone for the evening. And this is the part most people miss. Just hours earlier, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred announced that the 2027 All-Star Game will return to Wrigley Field, a move that's sure to spark debate among fans about which ballparks truly deserve the spotlight. On the field, rookie Cade Horton delivered a performance that's quickly becoming his signature. Over 5 innings, Horton allowed just 2 hits and kept the Orioles scoreless, marking his 3rd consecutive outing without giving up a run. For those keeping track, that's now 17 2/3 straight innings without a single opponent crossing the plate, a streak that's turning heads across the league. Is Horton the real deal, or is he just on a hot streak? Let's hear your thoughts. The Cubs' only run came in the 2nd inning, and it was a textbook example of manufacturing offense. Carson Kelly led off with a single, advanced to 3rd on Pete Crow Armstrong's deep double, and then scored on Ian Happ's sacrifice fly. It's the kind of small ball execution that often gets overlooked in today's power-hitting era, but it made all the difference in this lightning-fast game, which wrapped up in just 1 hour and 49 minutes. The bullpen took over from there, with Caleb Thielbar, Andrew Kittredge, and Brad Keller each tossing a scoreless inning. Daniel Palencia closed things out, working around a tense 2-out double by Adley Rutschman in the 9th, before retiring Tyler O'Neill on a deep fly to left. That earned Palencia his 15th save in 16 opportunities, a stat that's sure to fuel debates about who the league's most reliable closers really are. On the other side, Orioles starter Trevor Rogers was nothing short of brilliant, even if the box score won't show it as a win. Rogers matched his career high by pitching 8 innings, surrendering just 1 run on 4 hits, striking out 8, and not issuing a single walk. Yet, he walked away with the loss, a tough pill to swallow and a reminder of how unforgiving baseball can be for pitchers. Looking ahead, the Cubs will send all-star lefty Matthew Boyd 11-4, 2.47 ERA, to the mound, while the Orioles counter with right-hander Tomoyuki Sugano 8-5, 4.38 ERA. With both teams fighting for playoff positioning, every game counts, and every decision will be scrutinized. So, what do you think? Was this a showcase of elite pitching, or a sign that both lineups need a spark? Should Wrigley Field host another All-Star game? Or is it time for a new venue to get the spotlight? Drop your opinions in the comments. Let's get the debate started. Cubs stay hot. Cade Horton's dominant performance. Andrew Kittredge's perfect debut. The Cubs are heating up. And it's not just the summer sun that's to blame. With a slew of exciting new players and a renewed sense of determination, the team is ready to take on the rest of the season with gusto. But before we dive into the latest news and updates, let's take a moment to acknowledge the lingering fatigue from the recent blogathon. It's been a wild ride, and we're still feeling the effects. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's get started. First up, the Cubs honored the legendary Ryne Sandberg with a heartfelt tribute video before the game. It's a wonderful way to pay homage to a true baseball icon, and we're sure Sandberg fans everywhere appreciated the gesture. And if you're feeling nostalgic, be sure to check out the Cubs' special Sandberg-themed jerseys, which are sure to bring back memories of the good old days. Now let's talk about Cade Horton. This rookie sensation is making waves with his impressive pitching skills, boasting a 3.42 ERA on the season. That's 16% better than the league average, folks. And if you're wondering how he stacks up against other rookie starters, Horton is one of the top performers in the league. In fact, only one other rookie starter, Noah Cameron of the Royals, has at least 70 innings pitched and a better ERA than Horton. Not bad for a newcomer to the league. But Horton isn't the only one making headlines. Andrew Kittredge, the Cubs' newest addition, had a perfect debut, pitching a 1-2-3 inning that left fans and coaches alike impressed. As Craig Counsell put it, "It was great. Did you like it?" We're guessing that's a rhetorical question, Coach. And speaking of great plays, have you seen the video of Happer getting the Cubs on the board with a shallow fly ball? It's a thrilling moment that showcases the team's determination and skill. As the saying goes, you sometimes do send a guy on a very shallow fly ball. And this play is the perfect example of that. Looking ahead, the Cubs are gearing up for a big game on Monday, with Mike Soroka set to start. And if you're wondering what the team's plan is for the rest of the season, Craig Counsell summed it up nicely. "I love this day because this is our group. This is the group that we're going forward with. For the guys in the room, that's a really good feeling. That's my message to them today. This is who we're going to have the fun with, man. This is who we're going to go through it with. We've got a great 3 months ahead of us. It starts today." Of course, no discussion of the Cubs would be complete without mentioning James Triantos. It's been a bit of a forgettable year for the young player, but we're rooting for him to turn things around and get hot for the rest of the season. After all, as the saying goes, it's never too late to get hot, and we're hoping Triantos will prove that adage true. And finally, let's take a moment to talk about the Rockies-Pirates game, which was absolutely bonkers. We're not kidding when we say it was a wild ride, with the Rockies trailing 9-0 in the first inning only to come back and win 17-16 on a walk-off home run by Brenton Doyle. It's a game that will go down in history, and we're just glad we got to witness it. That's all for now, folks. Stay tuned for more Cubs news and updates. And don't forget to follow us on social media for the latest and greatest from the world of baseball. And as always, let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. What do you think about the Cubs' chances for the rest of the season? Do you have any favorite players or moments from the game? Let us know, and let's keep the discussion going. Trevor Rogers shines. Orioles fall 1-0 to Cubs after offensive struggles. MLB game recap. Rogers shines on mound, but Orioles offense goes silent in heartbreaking 1-0 defeat. Updated. Chicago. The stance from interim manager Tony Mansolino and the remaining Orioles players couldn't be clearer. Despite the upheaval caused by the trade deadline, their daily mission remains unchanged: win today's baseball game. The Orioles, with their youthful foundation still intact, firmly believe they possess the necessary talent to accomplish this goal. Yes, the names on the lineup card have shifted, particularly in the heart of the order. And Mansolino faces the challenge of navigating a bullpen, now missing several of its proven relievers. But as Mansolino emphasized before the game, there's simply no time for self-pity. Baseball awaits in the Windy City. Trevor Rogers rose magnificently to the occasion. The Orioles' bats, however, failed to find any momentum in a gut-wrenching 1-0 defeat to the Cubs. The southpaw delivered the first complete game loss for an Orioles pitcher since Chris Tillman experienced the same fate back in 2013. No one appeared more capable of providing stability than Rogers. The left-hander has been virtually unhittable throughout July, posting a remarkable 1.03 ERA across 4 starts. The Cubs lineup represented perhaps his most formidable challenge yet. That's a lineup built for October baseball right there, Mansolino remarked after the game. They're loaded with right-handed hitters. What Trevor did today was simply extraordinary. Chicago broke the scoreless tie in the second inning. Carson Kelly led off with a single, followed by Pete Crow Armstrong's double, placing 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. But Rogers skillfully limited the damage, retiring the next 3 batters while allowing just 1 run on a sacrifice fly. After 2 innings, the Cubs held a slim 1-0 advantage. The third inning marked the major league debut of Jeremiah Jackson, one of several players Baltimore called up following yesterday's deadline transactions. He represents one of many players who will receive opportunities to showcase their abilities during the season's second half. Jackson later recorded his first major league hit in the fifth inning. "It was incredible," Jackson beamed. "A lifelong dream realized. Everyone here has worked tremendously hard to reach this level, and to share this clubhouse with these guys is incredible. Truly a blessing. I secured the baseball. It's definitely going to my grandfather. He's been my biggest supporter throughout my journey, coached me growing up, and this achievement is monumental for both of us, without question." That base hit was just the second of the game for the Orioles at that juncture. The first came from Jackson Holliday, who singled in the top of the third. Through 6 scoreless innings, the offensive performance stood in stark contrast to what we've witnessed from this team recently. In their previous 7 contests, Baltimore had erupted for an astonishing 66 runs, averaging over 9 per game. The blustery conditions in Chicago, living up to its Windy City nickname, certainly didn't help matters. "Our contact quality was better than what the scoreboard reflected," Mansolino observed. "I wouldn't say we swung the bats well enough to put up double-digit runs, but there were several well-struck balls that, under normal weather conditions, probably clear the outfield fence." Despite the offensive struggles, Rogers kept the Orioles within striking distance. Through 6 innings, he had secured his 5th consecutive quality start. This time, he breezed through 6 frames on an economical 66 pitches, surrendering just 3 hits while striking out 7 with impeccable control, not issuing a single walk. In the top of the 7th, with Baltimore's offense still searching for rhythm, Andrew Kittredge took the mound for Chicago. Life certainly takes unexpected turns. The right-hander promptly induced an Adley Rutschman flyout, then struck out both Tyler O'Neill and Colton Cowser. Rogers, meanwhile, continued providing Baltimore every opportunity to claim victory. Perhaps the Orioles should have redistributed some of the 18 runs they provided him in his previous outing for a more balanced approach. In the 8th, the offense continued launching flyouts to Crow Armstrong in center field, but couldn't manufacture any runs. Baltimore still trailed 1-0, with just one final offensive opportunity remaining. Rogers wasn't finished yet. The left-hander completed 8 masterful innings, allowing just 1 run on 4 hits while recording 8 strikeouts. "It was really about effective pitch mixing today," Rogers explained. "My execution was particularly sharp. I have to credit Adley. We established a solid game plan beforehand. He constantly varied the pitch selection, and whatever I was thinking, he seemed to call. We were completely synchronized throughout the game." His catcher, working with Rogers for the first time this season, agreed wholeheartedly. "He utilized his entire arsenal today across various counts, whether ahead or behind," Rutschman noted. "He presented hitters with numerous different looks. His performance today was exceptional. I was genuinely impressed." Exactly 1 year ago today, Rogers made his inaugural start in an Orioles uniform. Today, after his 5th straight quality start, his circumstances feel dramatically different. "Complete 360, Rogers reflected. "I've evolved from trying to do too much and focusing obsessively on results for this team to now concentrating solely on execution and fulfilling my responsibilities. And we're seeing positive outcomes. A complete 360-degree transformation. I'm incredibly grateful to the Orioles organization, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here, but there's still work to accomplish over these next 2 months, and I'm committed to continuing that effort." Unfortunately, the Orioles' offense couldn't